Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello, guys.
Welcome to our live show. Today is Guardian Cycle number 24, which marks a full of 3 months, right?
Yeah, actually,
Ah,
the disaster, like the 3 months after the exchange disaster happened on 11th October.
yeah. I mean, to be honest, most of the retail emotions or sentiment still have not fully recovered. Oh, and we,
Yeah,
we forgot. We need
totally.
to talk about the Chinese meme of it.
Yeah,
Did you find
the
the PI
the
Richard
news.
Finance Live? Yeah.
Yeah, right before the streaming was like 30 minutes ago, right?
Mm. So,
But
yeah, you want to share a bit of your thoughts?
no comment. So many, so much information we need to follow on for toward the coins on BNB chain ecosystem. So they may not be the focus I want to do right now. I think I prefer like see many more other information about Asian based ecosystem, Ethereum, etc. I think it's much more interesting than like all these meme coins
Yes.
because all because 90% of the meme coins the direction of no matter up or down are fully controlled by the remarks by the CZ and He. Yeah, so there are so much like uncertainty uh lies in it.
Yeah, I think we are both a bit like cautious when we are trying to talk about this subject here, right? But I think I am a bit sad too. I'm not sure if sad is the word, but I'm a bit underwhelmed by the situation. Because you just see they continue to show Chinese meme, which is a good thing. I think like if you want to bring the Chinese culture to the world, but it all seems like to coming from a complicated or the wrong reasons, so that it's resulting the Chinese memes are not able to capture market attention. And I start to question like what are we really doing here, right? If
Yeah,
because the virality of a meme is gonna be coming from community, but everybody seems to be knowing that like people will be dumping on you no matter whether you're gonna get a Binance listing or not. Right? Even like with a spot listing, everybody knows okay, all those big whales or insiders or people who already acquired the trips, the majority of the trips beforehand, they're gonna dump on you. So who will be the exit liquidity? That becomes a question. And that's why like there's no meme that gonna sustain uh like an FDB of like over 100 million, which is sad in a
mhm.
way. But I mean, we talked about this for a while, like why me and Alvin we never discuss like meme fully because first of all, we are not experts. Second is like it's too distracting. In long term, I do think like majority of the memes will lose its value. Mm.
Yeah,
But
I think most of the hot meme coins in different uh, stage of the market are all driven by the hottest narratives at the time. So yeah, it's meaningless to talk about the current meme coins. Uh, we need to focus on the solid narrative right now, and so that any other new meme coins will popping up around it, surrounding all the narratives coming out, like the um, pin launched after the X4 2 standard, etc. Yeah.
mm, okay, so that's just like a brief discussion about the memes, and let's go back to our usual routine. Before we start to talk about equity versus token, DeFi, or physical AI, let's take a quick look at the market.
It's totally different. from 2 days ago.
I mean, uh, short term.
Actually, the
Mm,
actually the live streaming made the highest uh the price of the at that time may much higher, the highest like within these days, right?
true. You mean on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Uh, to be honest, we naturally, or we can already see like we are entering into an era where there will be more wars, there will be more conflicts between different regions, no matter from like an economic or technology perspective, and there will be more leader-led wars. I would say, right? You wouldn't see like massive um, operations from a military perspective, but you will see the the competition or the ruling of different governments more and more obviously. Like last night, if you guys watch political news, political news, or yesterday, like Trump just announced like he gonna quit around like 66 global groups, right? Because basically he is saying fuck everything. We gonna just like do our own thing, act based on our own interests, based on our own rules. But so naturally, like if when especially for the macro market, right? When people foresee there will be more conflicts between blocks, between regions or countries, naturally they will pivot to assets that gonna be less risky, or they will also be pivoting to say stocks, for example, that represents defense technology, something like that. Mm. And this also echoes what Redalio said in his year-end piece or 2026 piece. I don't know, Alvin, if you read it. I read it through everything. Basically,
Not yet.
the main point he said in his year of beginning of the year article is saying that like last year, I think S&P was seeing like an 18% or around 20% of increase. But if you benchmark it against the pricing of the gold, it actually decreased 30% or 38%. That's because like the value of the dollar is devaluing, is decreasing. So during like an increasing during an era with increasing geopolitical conflicts, people will be seeking more stable assets. And then that when the dollar is devaluing, then people naturally or the capitals will flowing out of United States and going to like higher return assets.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Higher risk assets.
But I'm trying to think what
It's called the dollarization, right?
the dollar.
I saw it on Google search. Yeah. It's a
Mm,
yeah, I think many people are talking about this concept about and also the commodity trend will be going throughout this year. That's also one of the main points people talking about the market. Yeah.
mm.
Uh,
I think despite like the dollar is losing its value, whatever, we still gonna see a parabolic run for space infrastructure. We're still gonna see a strong growth in U.S. tech sector. Um, like my personal view again is I think probably there will be a couple of like economies or sectors that will definitely beat the or outrun US technology stock for sure. But I'm just not sure. Like nobody can say, oh, guarantee those ones will be running up significantly against US tech stock.
yeah.
So I guess like the point why we're mentioning Redalio's point is not asking everyone to pivoting from like US assets. I'm actually saying like, okay, here's the general macro view. And if you I still think like US tech stock is especially Magnificent 7 or say if you just like do some space infra will still be a good bet for 2026. But if you have some edge against some other economies or some specific sectors, you have deep knowledge, you know for sure it's gonna go up significantly, then probably like do a portfolio distribution for that, right? And then again, Bitcoin and gold. It's batting against, it's sort of batting against each other, but I think it's good to have some some allocation into both of them. Okay,
Mm.
go back. Mm.
Yeah, there is also a there is also copper gold ratio. Yeah, like right before the commodity pump, many people are thinking about whether the the funds liquidity will back to the crypto market after the copper gold ratio increase a lot, because that's also one of um the cycle that one of the pattern happened uh like many years ago.
Oh, uh, yes, yes. I I think there will be a run, but I think most of the people again will be hurt because because the market is just more volatile, or there's more uncertainty in terms of. Mm, I mean, the commodity is naturally limited by its physical supply. I meant even in terms of transportation, you literally can control the physical supply of it, right? You can stop it, or you can just like pile it up and try to manipulate the market a little bit. You can't even use like forces to manipulate the market. So that's why I think like I would expect there's more uncertain things that are gonna happen. Uh, and given like how strongly each government is trying to act in terms of their policies, right?
Yeah.
In terms of how they treat international affairs, I would say anything is could potentially happen. So I will actually like be very very cautious in terms of the risk there. And I literally like sent a tweet several days ago. I said like maybe like 5 years ago or 2 3 years ago, you like all those like international laws, business rules, regulations can you think it's peaceful, it can be applied, like people gonna uh value it. But going forward, like anything could change overnight. So we should uh we should place our bets based on the risk, potential risk accordingly. Okay. Um and let's look at okay. Oh, my cat is very distracting. Do you see a difference? Open.
You mean what about what?
The volume. Do you see my screen?
Mm, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. DAX is definitely the future. As we said for so many years, now it's like fully coming into the picture.
Mm,
But as we are saying DAX is the future, let's talk about token versus equity, right?
mm,
Yesterday I literally saw this tweet from Mike Dudas from Six Man Ventures. He's an investor from that, and he write this whole piece to talk about like why there are so many arguments on the timeline and how he sees there's no one fit all model for the token and equity model in the crypto space. Uh, And then essentially, I mean, this I agree, right? He says it all boils down to team capabilities, trustworthiness, execution, vision, and demonstrated actions to to whether like they will be able to carry this product forward. But I'm still, and he was showing, or he was talking about like how Lighter's model is doing good to the token. But I checked specifically how Lighter announced when they were doing the token launch, and they just say something very vaguely. They say they will do token buyback. They will attribute all of its revenue from all different product line to, note this, note the wording here, to growth and token buybacks based on the market conditions. So the full flexibility is still based on their end. I mean, I understand right now they are doing a lot of token buybacks because they want to build the confidence from the users. But you don't know, like 6 months from now or 12 months from now, right? What will they be doing, right? So that I will always put a question mark on that. But
Mm,
for, I think for Hyper Liquid, they have been doing like what, 99% of all the fees to token holders, right? Did they write it specifically out or what is it?
I know that they have like set their address in public to
Mm,
that everyone can see what's going on with all the buybacks or any other things about the lead token.
mm, mm,
And I'm not sure about the exact details of the uh, buyback terms.
mm. To be honest, I think there will always be like a conflict interest between equity and token.
Yeah, sure.
Especially like when you look at an investor perspective or even a team perspective, right? Like, because because I mean, a lot of founders when they raise, they only raise token. They didn't raise equity. So naturally, it's more inclined in a way for them to accrue the values to equity because that will not be diluted by the token holders, right? But I think
Yes.
like 2026, we're gonna see a lot of deals where it will be like equity plus token warrant. But even with that, it's hard because then I guess like from a founder's perspective, you are aligned in a way, right? No matter, it doesn't really matter to me to say, oh, I want to accrue that to token value or to equity, but your investor gonna say, hey, maybe let's do this more favorably to ourselves, right? And then I think this is the exact reason why mm, they are using this vague language for them. And then I know
Mm,
like Alvin, you have sent me this cash cow dashboard, which is super useful.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing. And then basically it's like talking about, okay, what's the monthly revenue, quarterly revenue? Does it talk about the buyback? Let's see.
Lies in the factors of the
Mm. Oh, this
there's
is
a
just like
factors called
just doing like a general PE calculation. Oh, this is so nice. Because I was literally doing this like by by my by my local like Excel sheet. I remember that like a couple weeks ago.
oh
Oh, this is
yeah.
great.
I
Yeah.
think this is the piece that every the researchers and product owners need to keep an eye on, like on a weekly basis or something. Yeah, so you can see for the fees burns, there's a factor called key value capture. We can clearly see that different factors um, from of different protocols i- um, for Hyperliquid, and is the fees burn related mechanism. And for MakerDAO, there is a revenue sharing, Jupiter for revenue sharing, Aave, Arrow, and for Lido, is related to governance or something. Yeah, I think it's very
Lido
clear.
has the highest monthly fee. Okay, let's see. But they only have like
Yeah,
governance.
four out of five are all on Ethereum actually, and the biggest
Oh,
one still Jupiter. Yeah, they even launched a stablecoin with Athena right this week.
so when the monthly fee for Lido is 60 million, how come the monthly revenue is just 6 million? Do you get my point here, Alvin?
Maybe because their like staking amounts was distracted by other staking infra or something.
So
Maybe we
maybe,
can
oh
check
yeah,
on
oh
DeFi Lama.
they are sharing. Oh, of course they're gonna share the fees. So they're gonna only take like partially of the fees and then as the revenue. I see. I see.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah, it's totally different from the fees. Yeah, their fees is also still very huge. over 200 million.
Okay, yeah. My bad. My brain is frozen. Let's see. Uni's 30-day revenue is 467.2K. Okay. That's to 25K every day. Okay. Ah, fine. Hopefully
Yeah, the
they
TVL on Lido is only like two-thirds um compared to the highest, compared to their all-time high.
mm-mm. Hopefully they're gonna add like lighter to this soon. Look at Jupiter. Okay.
Ah, yes,
Monthly
yes,
fee
because
42.2 million, monthly revenue 10 million. Oh, how much are they doing it?
yeah, I think it's a good point. We can not only compare all these different DeFi protocols, but like Ledger, because they will build their own layer two in Ethereum ecosystem. Yeah, so I'm also wondering how this will affect the future of Ethereum ecosystem. Well, um they should be more projects that building their own Ethereum layer two in the coming years. I don't know.
Mm. Did you see the news that like Poly Market has literally pushed up
Yeah,
Polygon's overall revenue by
they said
percentage?
Polygon was quite sucks. So they're gonna exit and make their own layer two.
Mm. But literally, I think at that time, like when Polymarket chose Polygon is because of the technology. Because they know like from day zero, Ethereum wouldn't be able to handle all their like traffic traffic flows, which I mean it's a fair judgment. I'm just wondering why they chose Polygon. Probably like they did a lot of revenue sharing or they did a lot of like negotiations. I
Yeah,
but
it's
we
quite a
need
long
to like
time.
dig into the business deals a little bit more.
Yeah,
But this is good. Okay, I will take a closer look to this.
yeah,
Okay, so core point is like I guess like let's continue to check. I guess like literally you have to check every month like whether they are they are doing what they are saying, right? What are they really like burning their revenues into their token? And if you are the token holder, that's the most important thing to you. Are they doing this consistently? And this is how literally like you hold all the founders accountable for your own
mm,
interest.
yeah. We need to for the token holders, we need to supervise what projects is doing about their tokenomics and buyback strategy. It doesn't matter that projects say, "Oh, we will buy back," so the project will always be going up. Um,
Mm,
the amount, the exact amount matters, and how they will like align their tokenomics with their products. It's also very important.
mm, mm. And then let's talk about DeFi AI, which is my favorite topic. Uh, I mean, I think like from is especially after like Coinbase announced they're gonna build some like personalized wealth manager. Then I have so many friends who texted me. You were like, they will be like, Maina, your Sprouse narrative is taking off. You had the right prediction. I'm like, that's not my prediction. That's my conviction and my bet. And I started building
Mm,
Sprout like 2024, end of
mm.
2024. Like personalization is the future. But
Yeah,
as
it's
we
like
see,
a
like
intersection of consumer and DeFi app, and also DeFi AI app, and also
yeah,
DeFi AI narrative. Yeah,
yes,
yeah, it's a totally plus for Sprout.
yeah. I feel like okay. Let me open up this tweet. This Jeff is actually also my angel, and he
Actually,
writes
I think
so.
many projects from Solana ecosystem sparkle from the DeFi AI narrative at that time was quite good, because we can for retail users, they can easily to get the answers about or if we have only the fixed budget, how we can distribute all the funds and to achieve the goal, like have a 15% return annually or something.
Mm,
And then like some projects on virtuals pick up the train
mm,
and then X402, yeah, I think oh, and the SC the Butler agent built by virtuals. It's also very interesting because we can directly like speak some words with him, so he can directly trade on Hyperloop.
yes. So, um, okay. I think like we need to understand several things, right? Since I'm actively building this space, and I do believe I have enough expert to say this. Um, so for example, like this, you guys can see my screen, right? This is like a product launched by like Y Combinator, and yesterday I was watching a video from them. Okay, where is the video? I want to show you guys. So basically, you see here, like user
Wow.
can say, "Oh, should I pay down my
Yeah.
mortgage faster or invest?" And then it will respond to you. You are on track to retire around 556. Da da da. So it's more like
And the domain is very interesting.
yeah,
Become autonomous. Mm.
yeah. And then they will say, "Oh, the market is down 20%." Like people gonna get anxious, right? And they will ask the chatbot. And then I, but I think like, okay, I think for traditional finance, when it do the integration, right, it integrate maybe probably one of the stock exchange venue, and then they will do the execution. It doesn't involve much complexity. But if you are working with a product like Sprout, right, the a lot of times we spend on is like, for if you want to automate, say, cross chain transaction or even allocation into different protocols, it's almost, I don't want to say impossible, but it takes a lot of time. and and you have so much like security concerns to be taken into consideration. And I don't think like any parties they can say it confidently, oh, we're gonna rely 100% on AI agent to do the cross chain transactions
Mm.
or allocation. For the same chain, yes, you can do like bundle transactions, for example, base. We have that. That's like
Yeah.
number one concern. Second is like, for a lot of like DeFi protocols or opportunities, right? And this is why like I have so much confidence in Sprout, is because a lot of those opportunities can really be identified by the algorithm. Like even if you build a very specific chat GPT or chatbot AI, it still cannot tell you, okay, what will be the best like delta neutral strategy to be built on top of which perp dex or on which like trading venues. Like how do I spot the best liquidity? It's it's basically like the large language model doesn't have enough data to do that, and let alone like it's too specialized for them to write any special like smart contract codes to operate on behalf of the users. So I would say like, I think like stock purchasing or traditional like assets allocation, probably you can use a tool like what I just showed, right? They will do a
Yeah.
pretty good job. They are also charging like 0% fee. But for DeFi products, again, this is why I'm so bullish on Sprout, right? We will be the curator. We will be the active strategy builder. We will curate not only from the strategy perspective, but also like we will figure out like which venue is the best to build the strategies on top of that, and then like make sure it's available to the retail users like at the very beginning. Um, and those kind of things is, and because like I think like thank God DeFi is a very small social circle, so we will have a lot of like saying and dominance in that those kind of area. But I definitely want to see like the fundamental technology to be improved a bit further. Meaning like if like the security as well as the stability of like cross chain transactions can be automated, like that's a huge news for Sprout. But it still doesn't impact our business model. It just like make us serve our users better.
Mm.
So just to clarify, right? Why? And I do think like there's more easy to pick up opportunities in DeFi than other other sectors. Maybe I'm biased because Alvin, I spent all of my time on like investigating on DeFi, so that's why I will certainly say, oh, I have more confidence in DeFi than I have confidence in like commodity trading, right? But but I guess like each of you should figure out either you figure out a specific sector to invest in, or you find the system, the product, or the wealth manager, whatever that is, to be able to handle the capital allocation for you. That is very, very important.
Mm. Yeah, agree.
Mm. But I do think there will be like more narratives about DeFi AI. We what we need to do is figure out who is actually doing innovations on DeFi AI, or like what part is like powered by AI, what power is powered by execution. AI could be useful in terms of collecting information or assessing all different risk factors at the same time, like faster and less and more logically than human being. But that's pretty much it. In terms of execution, you still need a super reliable system for risk management, right? You still need I'm just naming a couple of examples, right? You still need a dynamic risk manager uh, to act when it's like when the market condition is different or when there's like urgent things happening in the market, and that's like what we have been constantly building and innovating on the frontier of. And and to be honest, that for that part I wouldn't open source any of that because that's essentially will be like our edge, right? Our execution or risk management system. But I'm just saying, like, if you are interested in how you're gonna evaluate different systems, then you should ask the founders the question or ask them to give you as much information as possible from that perspective.
Mm. Yeah, I think that's a good direction. One of the suggestions I gave with my to my friends, they can add some function like we can know some information about angles from the top, no matter traders or the KOLs or the famous people.
Yeah.
If we are in such a condition we can handle by ourselves, uh, what's the advice from them? I think that would be very useful for much for most of the retail users.
You mean provide mm, what I'm saying is like provide advice. Advice is a thing, right? But I think for crypto is at least 50% or 60% is regarding about execution. When I say execution, it's not like what you are saying, oh, we use the right tools to do the cross chain, we write the right tools to, buy low, sell high, those kind of things. It's more like under different conditions and when you monitor different like factors, for example, liquidity depth, for example, pricing volatility, for example, like the all the technical factors for that are relevant to trades, how do you adjust your risk, right? Meaning like how like do you want to be riskier in that way or do you want to act like a little bit less risky in that situation? And I think like for that it could be automated, it could be built by a system. It's um at the end of the day your return will be purely based on your actions, right? uh did you trade when you are supposed to trade big? Did you size big, right? When you have a more certain opportunity, and did you were you able to manage yourself to not trade when there's a lot of uncertainty for your bet? That
Mm.
was what I'm talking about. So I'm actually on the camp where I think like we should learn more about the market, learn about the first principles, but the advice that like AI systems are given will not change human being behavior much. It's only the system you will be using gonna help you to do better execution.
Mm.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Um let's see. I think we go through the automation part. Now, oh, should we talk about manners?
Oh yeah, it's
Mm,
an interesting topic.
yes. I mean, what angle should we talk about of it?
Oh, there's a fun story that Manners, the founder of Manners, was the intern of this like the 神语
Mm-mm.
like 10 years ago.
Oh,
So
10
so
years ago.
yeah, so he said he's also a BTC holder. Let me find the post.
Yeah, yeah. I think I've seen this kind of post like, oh, probably several
Yeah,
days ago. And then
not
they
very not many people at the time.
and then people were joking, "Oh, he mastered the art of crypto. Is like know when to exit, know when to sell at the highest point, and know how to avoid regulation."
Uh, uh, yeah,
You
kind
I
of.
remember exactly, like, those comments on the timeline. I'm like, "Okay, this is funny."
Yeah,
But they I think, like, the Chinese government is going through such a scrutiny, for the acquisition between Meta and them right now.
yeah. The discussed fish like the 神鱼, he said, um, 10 years has been passed from Bitcoin to AI agent. The boundaries of companies is becoming vague compared to many years ago, right?
Mm,
Yes, and he say the concept he said I like very much. Um, Find the appropriate potential partners much more close to who we want to hire at current stage, at current era, because for if the growing speed of AI is becoming much faster, the the difference between like the intern, junior, senior may not so big compared to many years ago. So I totally agree to these viewpoints.
mm. It's true. It's true.
Mm.
I mean, I have been
Yeah.
hiring. I just hired two interns as well, right? Which is from NYU. Of course, I have a bias there, but I'm just saying, like, and then one of the intern, we hire him specifically for some like code development, but of course we are delegating some simple, easy tasks to him, right? And I think as long as the person is very willing to learn, they can utilize AI so well to solve the problem. Even though like maybe it will take a little bit longer than someone who was experienced. But as long
It
as
just
he's
matter.
really
Yeah.
it matters when you have like a very tight deadline or when you have a very
Yeah.
important
Yeah.
task. But I think like
Depends on the condition.
but the point I'm trying to make here is that like as long as that person is really truly have the passion and is willing to be creative in terms of how he or she solved the problem, then uh like I would 100% favor someone who who is like hardworking, who is committed, who is aligned with your core vision versus someone who has a lot of experience but is not aligned. Like a lot of I mean, I don't know what's the right way to say this, but a lot of times when I try to hire someone who is a lot of experience, usually they will already accumulate a version of the industry knowledge that may not apply to the current market anymore. And because of that, it's actually make it harder for us to innovate or to try new approaches because he or she is kind of stubborn in that way. And then
Yeah.
because of the experience they already acquired, they will also have high expectation in terms of, oh, this is what I deserve to get, which uh, I think like this era is gone. Like any experience you accumulated, like let's say last, like so many people they accumulate experience, maybe like using their first year or second year, and then use it for the next like 10 or 20 years. That kind of situation scenario happens can happen in the 80s, 90s, 2000, but it doesn't happen in the current era.
Yeah.
Mm. I'm saying this because this not only applies to from like employee perspective, but also from to a founder's perspective. Mm.
Mm,
Like if you are stubborn in your own way of thinking, if you are not comfortable of like trying new things or adapt, then sooner or later your company will be left behind. Like
mm,
I
yes.
want to name an example, but I feel like I don't want to offend anyone, so let's not give out examples. But you guys can look at like what happened recently on the timeline.
Mm.
Oh, but do you know what I'm talking about?
Maybe no, maybe not.
Okay.
Because our timeline is totally different.
Oh yeah, our timeline is very
Mm,
different. Yeah. Oh, by
yeah.
the way, I have something very interesting to show to the audience, and I also shared with you yesterday. I think. Let me see. Oh, did I share it? Okay, where is it? I have it. I have it. Give me 1 second. I see something really cool. Alvin, I think I shared with you, but mm,
Which one?
basically someone built a like a Victorian newspaper style based on Poly Market. It's called Poly Market.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, this one is good.
yeah, it's so good. So I would say like people how people take the information will be different, definitely different, right? Then here the money, the dollar sign just showing like how likely or how likely like people are using money to bet on this news, right? For example, like people say, oh, Zelensky gonna out as Ukraine, but only like 32% of people, 30 now it's like 32% of chance, right? Which is decreasing. And then so that like before in the early times, let's say 5 years ago, you definitely wouldn't have a probability when you read a newspaper, right? But now you kind of have this like dynamic
Yeah, so crazy,
probability.
so
Yeah,
crazy.
and which
It's becoming a totally new paradigm shift, and
mm,
also echoes the news that for the market is becoming a new like data source for the Wall Street Journal and another one, right?
yeah, and then think about it, like
Such a big
I
news.
it's it's crazy. You know, like how we grow up, right? We when I was growing up, we didn't have laptop or internet until I was like 5 or 7. And I start to have like those use those like super cumbersome laptop. But think about the kids who are born into the current era. They gonna just like be checking out news like this, and they will be like, "Okay, you ancient guys, why did you use like paper newspapers?" And then now we have this dynamic probability of all those different news. Ah, but I'm also like feel a bit. Should I say I feel a bit sad for them? Not sad, but it's a different. It's like their attention span is literally lowered because all the things are changing. There's nothing
Yes,
static, and then they are
yes.
forced to live in a world where everything is changing.
Mm.
So I think like when Alvin, when we turn like 60 or 70, like all the kids gonna call like our generation 老古板. Because it's they will be so fast to adapt to changes versus like when you get older and your brain is slower, your body is now functioning perfectly. I can totally see that's coming. And then like all of us gonna say, okay, focus on first principle. Don't look at all those like, flashy
Very
things,
principle.
right?
Mhm.
But this is so good. I would like to see more of those like creations coming. I mean, it doesn't take much to create this, to be honest. It's just like you need to design this, and then you need to like hook up with all the Polymarket APIs. Probably do a ranking of like what's the most important thing to be featured on this page, right? And then
Yes.
and then they also do this.
And the like the style, the website is also very stylish.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Victorian style. Haha.
I think
But
this
mm,
actually reflects a problem that we never consider whether information like we read on newspapers, no matter on newspapers, and also Instagram and other social media platforms. why the information we read is arranged in this way. So like the like new platform show like this, we can finally to think more about what's the correlation between every piece on this website relate to everything happening on in the world. Yeah, that's not a thing we may consider uh, in our childhood.
True. Yes. And then I think like you can. I mean, this is just one version of it, right? I think obviously like in the future, like a product direction could be like you can also select a couple of like sectors you want to see, and then you can customize this. Or even like someone wanna build on top of that is like actually they connect all the dots, use AI to connect all the dots between all those different news, and then give you a summary view. Mm. But any sort
Hmm.
of like information abstraction uh is another interpretation of the aggregated information, and and I will be very cautious of like how many layers we're gonna do that, because that will may potentially create some illusion out of
Hmm.
that abstraction. Yeah. Okay, this is very cool.
Yeah.
Anything else? I mean, Alvin, come on, create a Chinese version
Chinese version of what? Oh.
of this.
Hmm.
That would be so useful. Come on, and then you can also have like a geographic focus, or even like a DeFi focus, right? For me, I will definitely create a DeFi focus. I would be like, okay, strategy A, strategy B, strategy C. Here's what Sprout is doing, right? And then
Hmm. Hmm.
here's all the like our price chart or our like performance chart. Mm.
Um. Yeah. The information space is very competitive. Maybe I should do some brainstorming with my friends. Yeah. Then do my MVP as soon as possible.
Yeah, as I said during our last stream, right? Every single stream, I'm gonna remind you like 1 to 3 times until one day you do it. Peer
Yeah.
pressure, action upon your plan, because you have the meta, you have the skill set, you have the mindset, and now you just need to find the right like technical co-founder or right team to build it together with you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Sounds
Okay.
very legit.
Yeah, it is a legit idea. Um, okay. So for the remainder of time, let's talk about physical AI. I
Yeah.
don't see many people. I mean, I don't see many people talk about on the crypto Twitter timeline, which is okay. But I think outside of like crypto traders, there were so many people talk about like physical AI, especially after like Jensen Huang mentioned it like recently during one of his public speech, and I think he mentioned the word physical AI 17 times during his speech. Basically, he says like he gonna like double down or triple down like physical AI, and then bring all those innovation into people's world.
Go all
Um,
in.
going yes. And I actually check out a couple of like companies most recent development, or you can even search for a couple of those like tech companies. They demonstrated their like robots capabilities during different conferences. Um, and then I think like people's imagination has been limited by oh the robot's gonna be used for household things. It's gonna be like do laundry, fetch coffee, blah blah blah. But a major I think like a major uplift or application of those robots is actually like manufacturing, like factory works, because they literally they can rotate their hands like frontwards, backwards, like all different kind of degrees, and then they don't need to rest. They just need to charge, and they can even charge by themselves, right? When they feel like they don't have enough battery, they just go to the charging station by themselves. So
Yeah.
so sadly, this gonna like remove so many jobs from the manufacturing industry, but this gonna unlock so much like productivity and for infrastructure building.
Yeah. I think most people actually are not realize yet about the phenomenon that no matter AI agent, but also the physics AI can replace many workflow.
Yeah, and I think like US is definitely going to spend so much time on those like industrial upgrades with like those robots. I can foresee that.
Yeah.
But what are you most excited of it? Let's say like in 1 or 2 years, those robots gonna be very common at household. Would you buy a robot to do your household chores? You know, cook for you, fold the clothes for you.
Um, Actually, I'm talking like share with my friends about the AI goggles. Many many different brands about these kind of products. One of the brand called like Pico or something.
Pickle.
Yeah, my friend already bought it, but
Mm.
the second batch of the products will be shipped like around Q4 this year. Yeah, and you can see that oh, it's very popular. The first batch is sold out, and right now we have the second batch
What
to
does it
pre-order.
do? Like, why is it special?
Let me see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They
Let's
they
take a
they
look at
have
the product.
they have their own operation system called Soul OS, and one of the reason I want to buy is that many like bipolders are discussing about the efficiency and the side effect. We do a lot of vibe coding jobs. Like we still need to focus on our computer screens. And if we have this kind of gadget, we can uh very easily like lie on bed and just stay out the prompts with the AI agent, and they can
Soul computer.
help us to do lots of things uh
Oh,
we can do
this
previously.
is so crazy. We need an intelligence that sees with you, remembers your life, and learns
I
and
know.
understands you. Damn, Alvin, have you watched like a Black Mirror episode? Literally,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
know.
you
I
you ins-
for sure, 100%. Yeah.
oh,
So when I see these kind of words, I don't think that would be oh wow, it's fantastic, but also I can see many like horror stories happening in the future. Will happen in the future.
yeah, backlash. You know, like I think people's mental health is kind of messed up right now. I mean, I'm seeing it everywhere, okay? And I'm not saying it to scare people. It's more like literally I see more people who behave very crazily like on the subway in New York City or on the street. And then there were also like crazy people like saying crazy things on Twitter. I mean, okay, of course we see that all the time. Maybe algorithm is polarizing it, is like trying to make it stand out. But you I also see some people talk about, oh, there are so many, like a couple of friends, they start to go to, temples, or they start to literally how to say that in English? 出家. So they go to
Oh,
yeah, they literally they were like they're done with the kind of the physical world, and they only want to be devoted to Buddha. So
become a monk.
they become a monk, yeah. Uh, so it's hard to
I don't
say.
know.
Would you use it?
Um, maybe I can like to hear some feedbacks from a friend, and I will decide how whether
This
to
dish, look,
order
look,
it.
this dish is exactly your type. Allergy free, of course.
Yeah,
No,
but
I just want to feel.
I won't wear this kind of gadget all the day. Yeah, I
Yeah, I just
just
want to
like
feel.
we don't need to be like ask every question with AI. all the day. I won't do
Mm.
that.
That gonna impair your judgment system. It's almost
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you need to assure your answers, or you need to assure your feelings, which I don't think we need that. We can feel the difference between us and AI is like we can literally touch and feel and taste and smell.
yeah.
Yeah. And this is why I think like we should value our true in real life experience much more than those like virtual experiences.
Mm. Oh, that's also one of the hot articles you mentioned, like this document,
Which one?
personal panopticon.
Oh, let's see, let's see.
I forgot where this article from.
Oh, Carpentry, Carpentry.
Forgot.
A few months ago, I started running my life out of cloudy code, not by design. It was just the place where everything met. The first thing cloudy solved was product blindness. Knox now run on a cron job, pulling amplitude, cross-referencing GitHub, and pointing me to what needs building. It handles A/B testing, generates winning copy, and has turned customer support into a fully autonomous department. Once I saw this was possible, I chased it everywhere. Email, hitting inbox zero for the first time ever. Oh, this is great. I want that too. With
The, the
auto
concept,
draft.
the
Mm,
concept she said, like the meta level outside the system is totally what you say about we don't need to overuse no matter the animated gadget or the AI, but also we need to keep ourselves clear when we interact with them.
yeah.
So there is a uh ourselves uh outside the system. Yeah, we don't need to be alone with the system always, so that we will lose ourselves one day in the future. It's very, yeah, it will be a disaster.
Are you losing yourself?
Never,
Never.
never, never.
Yeah, I think yeah, I think given how I intake information, it's hard. It's not hard, but it's like I'm very consciously trying to like keep myself very like centerpiece in everything I do. Um, literally follow your heart. But okay, wow, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Okay, I think we're almost near the end of our live show. Anything else you want to add on, Alvin, for like physical AI for what we discussed today regarding DeFi AI or the overall market?
I think physics AI is still a long way to go. This kind of narrative, no matter for crypto, but also Web2, because
Mm,
the robots, any kind like new kinds of robots, uh, like the mass production of all these kind of robotics will be like 27 or 28 or even longer. So
yeah.
there's another narrative will uh, be realistic in a short period of time. But maybe we'll start from like uh, a simple version of robotics. Maybe connect with the AI agent
Mm.
or
You
any
know
other
one thing
type
I
of.
think about it. If we gonna have like mass production for those household chores, humanoids or robots, right? Then it actually like well let people to focus on the relationship a little bit more because before maybe like when you team up or when you have like a intimate relationship with someone, no matter from a man or woman's perspective, you may argue about chores, like who does the chore if you don't have like a helper at your household, right? But now that if that can be replaced by the robots, then people's needs from a relationship also shifted.
Yeah, yeah.
So, well, this result into more arguments or less arguments.
Um,
I think this will result into more single people.
oh, baby.
Yes, because yes, this because people's requirement or need for relationship change. Like I guess like maybe before you are kind of like splitting your life or there are some chores you want to split, right? But now it's more like emotional support or whether you truly understand each other, you can respect each other, whether you align with each other on the core values, and those are much harder to achieve.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, cause like the time we spend with whether our family or friends or partners will be much shorter than many years ago. And I also uh don't know what will happen next in such an era.
Mm. I actually put a lot of thinking to this, but I want to share it right now. We
Yeah, maybe
can
you
do
can
it.
keep your mind and um share it out like next year or 6 months later.
I mean, maybe we can do a separate like sectional episode regarding this, or I can even do some predictions. But you can already, you pretty much can already observe or see it like from a societal movement perspective. Um, but that's a good idea. I will write down my predictions and then I will
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
track like
Like a
12 months.
time capsule.
And then we
Actually,
oh,
there's a Twitter account that help you to do this kind of thing. Or reminds me of the thing like uh the exact time we want, like 6 months later or next year, and he
mm,
will remind you at that time.
remind you of what posting or what?
Yes, yes. If you leave a comment on under a certain post, like remind me at as exact date like next year, because there are so many KOLs like predicting some issue or something, and you can use this kind of tool to to play
Mm.
with it.
This reminds me like a service I used before, which is like you can literally send a mail to your future self. Like you just
Oh,
go to the store and they say, "Oh, can you mail this letter to this address?" Like 12 months later or 10 years later. It's
mm,
it's actually quite good.
yeah, 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 interesting.
I did that once or twice.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway,
actually, 1 year is so much longer than we have like in our childhood or college stage. But now, um, so many things can happen in a year.
mm, I think your sense of life or the density of your life also like how you feel about the time also change with you. If there are so many things happen, you actually you kind of feel like you have more time. Like especially when you are extremely busy and you did like so many different things, you feel like you you feel like, oh, I actually still a lot of time today. That's how I feel. When versus like when you don't have a lot to do, say you're just like scroll Twitter or you're just like watching videos, then it moves so fast.
Yeah, yeah, like,
Mm-mm. Is this real or fake? This is real. What do you mean? We are a real person. We are not AIs.
yeah, totally.
Don't hesitate when you answer that question. Alvin, you should adamantly say, I'm not AI.
Yeah, I'm not
One more time.
AI. Yeah, I'm not AI. 100%, 100%.
Anyways, thank you guys for tuning into me and Alvin's like Guardians Echo episode 24. And we look forward to see you guys next episode.
See you next time. Bye bye.